Now, many of you are saying, well, wait a minute, Mike, let's be clear on this. How are you taking sides? Well, let's say that I'm not taking sides as much as to say we shouldn't take any side, and we shouldn't be hoodwinked into thinking that the so-called protesters are as innocent as the driven snow. They're not as innocent as the driven snow. They're well-funded. They're well-funded. They're well-armed. And it's a scam. It's a scam. And the website doing the best job on this is Prison Planet by Alex Jones. The best articles are by Paul Joseph Watson. These videos that are being put out are well orchestrated by the same people who gave us Obama. Okay? The parasites are there. And the European Union is salivating to smash down the borders of the Ukraine and flood the country then with third worlders, and then have an entry point into Russia itself. It's unbelievable to me how you can't see this. And the media is upset over the Pussy Riot, degenerates being beaten by the Cossacks, as though they didn't ask for it. Now, why does the Ukraine look like Syria, asks Lou Rockwell on Prison Planet. Did you know that the U.S.-backed Ukrainian protesters were using guns to shoot at the police in Kiev? They captured security forces. They burnt down the capital. A dozen police officers have been captured by so-called innocent demonstrators. This is the Arab Spring all over again. George Soros' money was behind it. Zbigniew Brzezinski was the architect of it. And Barack Obama was the godfather of it. We need to stay out of the Ukraine. We don't need World War III. So I want to talk about that. And remember, at the bottom of this half hour, rather at 34 after the hour, we're going to have Donald Trump on, who I assume is going to be a presidential candidate. I actually hope he will be. I think he's the only one who can defeat Hillary, incidentally. And as a skilled businessman, I think he could actually do a great job to restore America's confidence in itself. He's also a great supporter of the U.S. military. I mean, you're never going to get 100% out of anyone. Let's be very clear. You're never going to get 100% out of a candidate. There's no 100% candidate. I'll take 70 at this point rather than 0. I'll take your calls now at 855-400-7282. By the way, Savage beat Hannity in New York City, Dallas, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Detroit by a land mile. The show opened January 1st, and it's on a run. It's on a roll. It's on a roll. I opened it, and it's doing very well. The only place you can hear about that is on my show or on michaelsavage.com. I am blacked out on all the websites because they're all in the camp with Wallbanger and his minions. Tony on WABC, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Uncle Mike, it's a pleasure to speak to you. You are a communications genius. You're your own personal conglomerate. You can take the most complex issues facing this country and this world and make them easy enough for a guy like me to understand and see the point you're making about how we're going down a rat hole real quick. And
I brought up the Ukraine. See, the reason I want to focus on the Ukraine is because it's a very dangerous situation, number one. And most people in America are bewildered by it. They don't know which side to take. And they're being lied to by the liberal media where they're saying, oh, Putin's the bad guy and the protesters are just these innocent girls with lipstick who are trying to get some freedom and join the European Union. It's not quite as simple as that.
You know what I say to people, Uncle Mike? If Venezuela went in to try to take Puerto Rico, would the United States let it happen? What makes you think Putin's going to let the West...
Wait a minute. Right now there are riots going on in Venezuela by pro-democracy people who do not like the communist dictatorship that followed Chavez, and it's mainly high school and college students who see no future for themselves in Venezuela. Why don't we hear John McCain talking about intervention in Venezuela to help the protesters?
Now you know what...
Because they're not left-wingers. These are the average middle-class kids who are being killed over there by this idiot who followed Chavez, the dictator who was a good friend of Obama.
Hang in there, Uncle Mike.
Well, I'll hang in there. As long as I have listeners like you who understand where I'm coming from, that's all I need. And my dog, Teddy. 855-400-7282. By the way, Bill O'Reilly has not accepted my invitation to come on the show or for me to go on his show to discuss the 10 questions he did not ask President Obama.